Good morning, my beautifuls. Welcome to Sacred Sagittarius, Angels and Zizzle, your long-standing Sagittarius only theme channel here, originally on YouTube, bringing you love and light and energies from the Sagittarius community as it pertains to your spiritual being, your know-how, and tapping into not only my intuition, but more importantly, your intuition. If you're a cross-watcher, which I know many of you are, don't let it be the first or last time that you stop by. Please hit the notification button, hit the all bell, so that this way, hopefully, YouTube will notify you every time I upload. And also remember, your actions, if you are a subscriber or even a cross-watcher, your positive energy by sharing, liking, commenting, and especially by being a subscriber, helps the content move up the YouTube algorithm, which then allows the content to be shared and seen by the rest of the YouTube community. I always believe that what is to be shown will be known, and what the universe doesn't wish for us to know, or what we shouldn't know at this time, will not be revealed. Remember, these are general messages. If you want a personal reading, then go to your personal advisor or whoever you wish to go to, if it's not me, for your personal readings. At this time, I do not do personal readings other than for past clients. Okay, my cards are always blessed, prayed, and shuffled before the reading to allot for time. Okay, and my videos are timestamped if you want to bypass the intro and get right to the reading. But I always say go back, because you never know, I might have an update or say something that you might have an interest in. Okay, this is your general love weekend reading. I know I haven't been consistent for the month of May, and I'm sorry. It was just a really, really busy month. Usually I give you a heads up, but this month I couldn't. But for June, I'll be right on target, and we'll start doing a lot of your June readings tomorrow for your general energy. Okay, what is the energy around Sagittarius for love on this weekend? Who are these messages coming from? A past, present, or future lover? Well, at the bottom of the deck we get, I cannot live without you. I don't want you to know this. So there's definitely some of you who are dealing with a codependent lover or admirer, someone who feels like they can't live without you. You are the air that they breathe. Maybe they are dependent on you financially, but dependence goes even beyond financial. They could be attached to you emotionally. You're like an emotional crutch. You go to them, or they go to you in times of trouble. You help them, you solace them. You're the empath, so you give them the love and attention that maybe they don't get from others that they seek from. So when a partner or a romantic interest says, I cannot live without you, but I don't want you to know this, it's because they don't want to make it seem as though that they're weak or appear to be dependent, because every woman wants a strong man, right? The men are supposed to be the leaders. We're supposed to follow, so to speak. We're the nurturers, we're the mother, we're the empress. But a man wants to have his pride and his ego, and it kind of hurts them. And they feel like a failure or disappointment when they have to rely on their wife or their girlfriend, or we're the breadwinners, so to speak. But in these common days and times now, it is very common for the woman to run the household, to be the breadwinner. The roles have changed. So if any of my male Saggies are listening to this message, if you feel inadequate, that you are a little bit more relying on the assets or on the strength of your strong Sagittarius woman, or whichever partner that you're with, it's okay. I mean, you can go through those emotions, but that's what your partners are there for, especially when they're your spouse. They signed up for sickness, health, and death, right? So it's not only about being there for your partner, or your partner being there for you during the good times, but definitely through the bad times. And the bad times can deal from health to financial issues to emotional and childhood trauma. So there's a lot of things that area can cover. But whoever this person is, they have this feeling of weakness in them, that they hold on to you. Even if your relationship might not be the best of relationships, they hold on to you because you are like this crutch that they so need to keep them elevated, to keep them strong. Even maybe for appearance's sake, you help them look good in front of other people. We also get the message, I'm aware that there's more than meets the eye. So there could be something going on in your romance, or particular love situation that you're in, and you have your suspicions of your person or some things that they might be involved in, or possibly maybe some cheating or third-party interaction, and you feel like they're not telling you the full story. So I feel this is your energy saying, I'm aware that there's more than meets the eye. I know there's more than what you're telling me, or I know there's something that they're holding out that they're not telling you, something that needs to be disclosed. Your general reading tapped into the energies of having a real strong conversation this weekend, so it could be connected maybe to a conversation with your partner about something that they need to disclose that they're withholding. We also get, I couldn't give you my love because my cup was empty. For those of you who have been recently ghosted, or you're still suffering and going through the healing from someone who left you, don't pick yourself up. Take a look at your face and smile. Feel good about yourself. It wasn't you. It was this person. This person had issues. A lot of people go into relationships knowing that they are piggybacking off another failed relationship, not giving themselves time to heal. They have childhood or adult trauma. They just have a lot of things going on. They want to love, but they're incapable of loving because they first have to learn how to love themselves. So this person either walked away from you or never got in contact with you because they weren't able to love you. There's nothing in their reserves. They have no love to give. Most of these people hardly even love themselves. So when someone ghosts you or someone leaves your life abruptly without any warning, a lot of it could do, and usually their actions kind of match their energy, with the fact that as much as they care for you and they do have some type of feeling of love and adornment towards you, they don't have it within them though to show it and to be that person, to be that guy or gal for you every day. They're not, we just have this total reserve of love. We're full of empathy and understanding and concern. And there's a lot of people that aren't, and you can't blame them for that. That's their journey. You don't know what they've gone through. So I respect the fact, or we should all respect the fact, when someone is honest enough to say, I love you, but I don't know how, and I'm struggling with it. And it could be a real burden for them to try to love you and to give you something that they themselves don't know how to give themselves. So if they can't say it to you verbally or in person, it comes out in the readings like this. So for those of you who have gone through this, or maybe going through this type of rejection or abandonment, don't take it personal. It's everything to do with them. They just don't have it to give. Then we also get, I got scared of my own feelings because they were too intense. Another reason why sometimes in love, in the beginning of a relationship, or even towards the middle, people run away. They get scared. Sometimes it's just like, oh, we're going to be friends. We're going to be, F-buddies, or whatever the case may be, friends with benefits. And then emotions. That's the thing when it's sex and love and, flirtation and all that stuff. Eventually people catch feelings even when they don't want to or thought they couldn't. And when people who aren't trying to get in a relationship or aren't trying to get emotional, they get scared. They get scared because they think, well, what if I'm not good enough for Sag? What if Sag leaves me? What does Sag really think of me? All these doubts and their insecurities come to the surface. So they get scared of their own feelings, which they're not used to having, and they run because it's too intense. It's more than what they can handle. So that's a lot coming out the gate right there. We also get the message, I am genuinely sorry I hurt you. So someone who did leave you, someone who did ghost you, is very sorry that they left you. They probably left you with no warning. Or when they did leave you, things were really, really not in a positive way with you. There were words that were said, and we know how hurtful words could be. But in hindsight, they are generally sorry that they hurt you. They may be thinking of you, and maybe just a little part of them would love to reach out, but they're nowhere near that. I watch your social media every day. So this person definitely has you on their mind. They're thinking about the times that you had together. They follow you on social media. They're probably smiling and laughing, watching you live life. And a little part of them is kind of melancholy too and sad that they're not sharing the ups and the joys that you're going through in your life. I'm not ready for commitment right now. But they knew, just like when they left you and abandoned you, it was too much for them. Your type of love is really a lot. It's passionate, it's real, it's true, it's honest. Something that most people don't experience and don't believe they deserve. So when someone gets a lover like a Sagittarius, unless they're really in tune with themselves and they have done the work and they live that life, that spiritual journey and path that Saggy does, they're just not ready for the true commitment and the love and the joy and the understanding and the unconditional love that we bring to our relationships. And for many of them, like I said, it's just like they want to have their fun, they want to be near you, they want to draw on your energy, have sexual compassion and, that type of commitment to you. But the live in and be partners for life and husband and wife thing, they're just not ready for that. And if you press them, they will back away or ghost you. With the card, I sold you a dream, I'm sorry. Some people come into our life and tell us everything we want to hear for the short term, knowing that they're not going to be there for the long term. So there's a lot of guilt and remorse from some past lovers that have come into your life that kind of misled you, thinking that they were going to be everything that you wanted them to be. They sold you a bag of dreams, and then they ghosted you because they knew they wasn't ready for commitment. They knew they couldn't live up to whatever it was they was telling you that they could do because it's not in their makeup. You bring out the best in them, but they still need to do a lot of self-work. Let's see what the other two cards are. My heart is hurting so bad. They jealous. Oh, well. So there's definitely someone that you were dealing with in the past that is with someone else, and they could be having issues with this person. An Instagram thought. They could be involved with a current female or male that is very selfish, total opposite than you, lives totally online, but for different reasons. They're showing their body, they're very flirtatious. This person is like totally the opposite of you, and I feel like this person has caught your ex looking at your social media, or maybe even calling out your name in front of them. And they're jealous because they know that your ex holds you to a certain standard that this person cannot live up to. This person is a thought. This person is a woman of the world. Sagittarius, you are a woman and a man of God. You live a spiritual life. You have a warm and welcoming heart. You're not selfish. This person wants probably what they can get from your ex, not what they can give to them. So it's a different dynamics of a relationship, and this is why your ex is thinking of you, because this person is probably driving a wedge between them. As 1313 just came up on the camera. And at this point, your ex doesn't even care because they're just hurting so bad. They go on your social media, they see how positive your life is, how happy you are, and here they are living and dealing with a thought who can hold a candlelight to you. As we go to my Tigris Tell It All Oracle, and don't forget this deck is still available for advanced sale. You just have to be put on the waiting list. Get to the bottom of the situation. A lot of conversations going on this weekend in your general reading, and also when it pertains to your love life. Getting down to whatever it is that you suspect, or whatever you or your partner needs answers to. Yes, they love you. They just aren't in love with you. Sometimes this happens. We find ourselves in situations where people adore us. They think that we're the life of the party. We got a good, kind heart and soul. Sexually, they're attracted to us. And they love us on the surface. They're just not in love with us. And sometimes getting down to the bottom of the situation with a relationship, Saggy, means you need to be able to broker between the two, Are you looking for someone that's just going to love you, or do you want someone that is in love with you? There's a big difference. We also get be humble in your spirit and meet them halfway. Sometimes, we can be kind of hard and difficult. We want things our way. We have certain standards. But sometimes, too, we can let our guard down just a little, and be humble in our spirit and meet our partners halfway, especially if we know they have work to do. There's a lot of repair and healing that needs to be done. Let's not judge them. Let's help them. Not be a crutch, but let's be supportive. At the bottom, we get settled down already. I feel like this is the feeling that you feel about someone that you're talking to, or an ex that has been conversating with you. You're like, listen, dude or girl, you're all over the place. Just settle down already. Aren't you tired of, being with one partner to the next? So that could be the energy, or it also could be the situation where that conversation is needed with you and your partner. Some of you could be with partners where you're like, hey, Billy, we've been dating like, 5 or 6 years now. Are you going to put a ring on it? Type of thing. So that could be the feeling that some of you feel like, we need to have a talk. We need to have a conversation about us. What's your intention? Do you intend on marrying me? Do you intend on this being a long-term committed relationship, or are we just going to play house forever? Right? Call a spade, because you don't want them to waste your time if you're looking to be a bride and they just want you to be a housewife, without the paper. So you have to be sure that when you're uncomfortable with your situation, your relationship, and you don't know what your status of your relationship is, don't just guess, don't assume, talk about it and have it said in black and white what it is, so that you both are on the same page. Because if you aren't, then what are you together for? As we tap into some energy from the Numerology deck, we get, what do you need to release? Well, some of you may need to release yourself from relationships after you have these discussions and find out that you're not on the same path. You're not growing together in the same direction that you thought you were. If anything, you're growing apart. We also get, your dreams need a practical plan, and that's also the case too. Sometimes you want more from your partners than you even know they can give you. You have to be practical. You can't pull or pour from an empty cup. We also get, you and your loved ones are safe. In your relationship, your partner does bring security to you, especially if you have children together, or if they are like a stepdad to your children. They bring a sense of security. You feel like you sleep good at night when they're around. Hold your vision. Just because some of your partners may not be ready for that long-term commitment, or maybe they're slacking up on their commitment, doesn't mean that they're still not aligned with you for what you both want to do together. So keep that vision. Sometimes you just need to tweak it, or like I said, you need to communicate. As long as you communicate your feelings, your doubts, your insecurities between each other, you can work through it. You can get back on track, or change up whatever the option is, or whatever it is that you want to do. Maybe what you guys wanted to do and be 2 years ago is different than what you are and where you're going now. But having the communication keeps the relationship healthy, keeps it hopeful, and keeps it honest. At the bottom of the deck, we get, adjustments are required. Yeah, like I said, sometimes in relationships, we go in with the best intentions, and life happens, shit happens, and we have to make changes. It's okay. But we can't guess. We shouldn't have to pluck it, from each other's brain what's going on. You communicate. Hey, this is going on. This has changed. I feel differently about this now. It's okay. You're growing. You're evolving. No one should stay the same. So adjusting a situation so that your relationship can still continue and be healthy is a great thing to do. It shows that you care about each other, and more importantly, you care about the health and the longevity of your relationship. As we're coming near a close, what other energies we get? Potential conflict. Arguments can pursue when you are talking about the truth, when you're addressing issues that need to be discussed, it can cause a conflict. But better that conflict happen and you get the truth out and you work on it than to be living a lie. Some of you have reservations about where you are in your relationship or where the relationship is going. And again, if you have any doubts, if your partner has any doubts, talk about it. Don't just assume and guess. Goals. You have goals. Your relationship is a life goal. And like a goal, you have to fight for it. You have to work towards it. And sometimes your goal might fall short. It might change. But again, that open line of communication keeps it all good. At the bottom of the deck, we get pride. Pride will always stand in the way of a relationship working out. Even with its challenges, even in the best of relationships, ego and pride. One person feeling that they are superior over the other. Even if it is true in the sense of financial responsibility, or one partner might be more eloquent or more well put together than the other. You never throw your partner under the bus and vice versa. You never let pride get in the way of the love and the commitment and what it is that you're planning and what your goal is for your relationship. As we close out, let's now go into the tarot. Thank you, angels, for this message. What is the final message for this weekend reading as we draw the cards? Definitely a lot of opportunity for love to come in, and as well as ending. Ace of Wands and the Death card. So for many of you, it is a time for relationships to start and also for some to end. A lot of love is being poured when we have the Ace of Cups, the offer of love, the start of love, the healing hand, the heart of someone coming back to you, saying possibly that they're sorry, or maybe they didn't have a cup of love to offer you now, and now they do. With the Three of Pentacles, it's not going to be easy. Love and relationships take work. And sometimes some people don't want to do the work. And when you don't want to do the work and you haven't put in enough work, your relationship does end. It ends because you didn't have the interest. It ends because your partner didn't put the time in. Let's clarify the Ace of Wands for the beginning. Some of you are holding yourself back from starting a new relationship or starting over. You want what you want, you want who you want, and anything else that's offered to you, you just don't want to deal with. Clarifying the Death card. We get the Page of Wands. What else we get? Strength. When your relationship comes to that fork in the road where the communication is no longer valid, or you had the communication and it leads to a conflict, you realize you're going in separate directions. You realize there's infidelity in a lot of hidden secrets. You're just not in a healthy space. The relationship is not in a healthy space. You have to be strong enough when the signs and people and friends and family come to you because they see it and you know it and your partner knows it. You both have to be strong enough to have the communication to say, maybe it's time to call it quits. Maybe it's time to go our separate ways, and let's see what happens. If it's meant to be, we'll be back together. The last card in the middle of the deck is the Justice card. At the end of the day, Sagittarius, all you want for you, your relationships, and your partner is what is right and what is fair. You don't want to one-up them, and you don't want them to one-up you. You just want the relationship to be what you both wanted it to be, what you both thought it should have been, what you agreed it would be. And if either one of you have changed your mind somewhere along the path, it's okay. But you need to speak about it, you need to be fair about it, and you need to be honest and true about it. This has been your general weekend reading. May you be honest about your relationship and your feelings, both you and your partner. Namaste.